Hi.
According to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, a genius is defined as somebody with extraordinary intellectual power, especially as manifested in creative activity. When most of us think of a genius, we think of Albert Einstein, Thomas Edison, or other great contributors to science. But what about Dr. H.H. Holmes, America's first serial killer? Most people would say no, considering he was a vicious murderer. Yet others would argue, saying he managed to persuade, swindle, torture, murder, and make thousands of dollars off of his victims. From animal dissections to killing hundreds of people in a hotel designed especially for murder, Holmes indulged in very creative and thorough strategic plans. Today I'd like to talk about how his childhood and early adulthood led him to becoming America's first serial killer. Born in 1860 by the name of Herman Mudgett, Dr. H.H. Holmes came from a privileged family. According to Troy Taylor, author of Haunted Chicago, the Mudgett family was thought of to be wealthy and well-respected. Although, unknown at the time, this wealth was fraudulent. That being said, Holmes acquired both odd and dishonest tendencies early in life. As a child, Holmes was the epitome of a potential serial killer. He would slowly dissect animals while they were still breathing. Through this disturbing process, he found a passion in biology and in the medical field. Once he found his passion, he decided to pursue it and go to the medical school. This brings us to his early adulthood. As Holmes' interest in biology expanded, he decided that he was going to get his doctorate degree from the University of Michigan. At this university, because technology was so unadvanced at the time, the medical students would receive donations of the real dead bodies to experiment on. When not so many bodies were donated, Holmes and his classmates decided to start robbing graves for medical purposes only. These habits grew into something a little more sinister when H.H. Holmes graduated. He started selling the stolen bodies to medical schools, claiming them to be part of his family. He eventually began taking lives of others, and, according to Taylor, he would then disfigure the corpses and plant them in places where it would look as if they had been killed in accidents, when he in reality was the one who killed them. Through murder victims, he managed to make thousands off of their life insurance. Unfortunately, he got caught for grave robbing and landed in jail. By faking his death in a way that was unknown, he managed to escape out of jail. This is when Herman Mudgett became the man we all know today, Dr. H.H. Holmes. Next, I'll explain how under this new name, the notorious murder castle came to be. Holmes moved to Chicago and started building his hotel just in time for the Chicago World Fair. He built his hotel from scratch with a thoroughly detailed floor plan. According to John Martin, author of The Master of the Murder Castle, Holmes would discharge workmen wrathfully. He would do this so that no one would know the true layout of the hotel. The murder castle was filled with deadly poison, pits of quicklime, torture devices, an in-house crematory, rooms filled with blowtorches, and rooms coated with iron plates, which, according to H.H. Holmes himself, prevented the guests from being able to beat their way out of the rooms of the hotel and kept noise at a minimum. As many people checked in for a place to stay, not so many people checked out. David Goldman, author of The Castle of Horror, The Gruesome Story of H.H. Holmes, states that it's estimated that as many as 50 customers never left. In the end, Holmes was caught and was executed on May 7, 1896. He confessed to 27 murders, describing each one of them vividly with no shame. He is suspected of over 200 murders, all with almost undeniable evidence. This is a quote he used before he was murdered. "I was born with the devil inside of me. I could not help the fact no more that I was a murderer, no more than a poet could help the inspiration to sing. I was born with the evil one standing at my sponsor in the bed where I was ushered into the world, and he has been with me ever since." In the end, all of that being said, he wasn't caught until the age of 36. Anyone who can get away with countless murders for years on end is incredibly smart.